So at 51 years old, I started a new business in something that I had never done before, and that is gutter cleaning. I wanted to start a pressure washing company, but realized that I don't have the van or the money or the ability right now to purchase a commercial pressure washer and a van. So gutter cleaning in the season that we're in, which is fall, seemed to make the most sense. So I've started gutter cleaning. I've done about 7 or so far, and I'm realizing that there's an opportunity for window cleaning. So one of the things is I went to windowcleaner.com after watching a ton of YouTube videos. And this is my first entry into professional window cleaning, my first box that I've purchased. So I wanted to show you what I have and what I purchased. Maybe you can let me know what I'm missing, what I should focus on. I'm going to add this as an add-on service to my gutter cleaning company. I'm not wanting to be on the ladder as much as I am now, and I realize that gutter cleaning with second stories, you still have ladders and things like that. And I know there's the water-fed pole, which obviously I didn't have the ability to purchase right now. This was about $280 or so. So it came in 2 shipments. One of the first things that is in the shipment that we'll talk about is I bought a 8-foot Takumi, I believe this is the Deluxe pole. So I figured 8 feet would be plenty for me to do from the ground, 1-story windows. And if I had to get on a ladder or a step stool, maybe I could do 2-story, depending on the ladder size. And I noticed that it was a little stiff coming in, so I put some dry silicone spray on here. You never would want to spray these with like a WD-40 because that will attract dirt. But a dry silicone spray, once it dries, which it dries pretty quickly, will make these pretty smooth. And it is it seems like a nice pole. They have 1 step below this in price and 1 step above this in price. And for me, this is what made the most sense. Also is I noticed that this tip here comes off. It was shipped separately. So this is replaceable. This is a Moerman pole. It's really pretty versatile in the sense of if you have a Moerman handle of some sort, it'll actually lock on. But if you don't, it'll actually screw on to other devices as well. So I thought this was something that I needed, so I got it. So one of the things that I've been impressed with windowcleaner.com is the fact that they pack things really well. That was packed with items, and they're very good about adding that. So I really appreciate that. So the first thing here that we're coming across is recycled surgical towels, which I have heard are the best for detailing windows. I've also heard that these are going to be going away at some point as hospitals pivot to other things. But I decided to get these. These are supposedly some of the most affordable. And I believe it came in a pack of 10. By the way, anything that I get, I will have a affiliate link, no charge to you, but I do get a small commission. If there's anything here that you want to get because you're starting your business as well. Okay, with the towels, I also have got 2 different types of scrubbers. The white one, my understanding is it's a little bit less aggressive than the walnut pads. Neither will scratch glass. I decided to try both out. I've heard that these compress really easily and don't last as long as these, so I might just end up going with these. But like I said, I'm trying. It's all new to me, so I'm trying all of this out. And these will fit on. By the way, you can use these by hand. I got. Let's see. I got something that I can put the handle on, and I guess I have to put this together. I'm not sure exactly how that goes, but it's something like that. And then, this would go here. I'm not sure if you would cut it, be two pieces or not, or fold it or whatever. So this attaches on, and then you can scrub it, and then it can also be added to the pole. Now, this is not a Moerman handle, so it doesn't lock, but you could put it on and, scrub it next, let's pull out, this was one of my free gifts. One of the cool things with WCR is that they offer based on how much you purchase. I think over $100 you get a free gift. So these are, I believe they're called fish scale microfiber towels. You can, have it with you as your window cleaning. I believe this is the alternative to using something like this. This can be for detailing the edges right after you squeegee. I believe this can be for the same thing. These are slightly more expensive than the recycled surgical towels, but I wanted to try out the difference because this might be what I pivot to in the future if these are going away. As far as handles are concerned, I went with a Moerman 2.0, and I was curious to try this. This seems to be one of the highest rated handles, squeegee handles that I found. I'm curious to try it. And I bought 2 channels to go with this, and obviously it locks, so the 2 channels that I bought are the Moerman Liquidator 3.0, which a lot of guys I follow love this. They say it reduces detailing, so you may not even need to use your rag as much or at all, depending on how good you get with this. But I've also heard it's not beginner friendly. So it's harder to learn than using this next one I'm going to show you. But eventually, if I am going to do this, I do want to, have less work and less detailing. So I thought I would give it a shot to test it out. And by the way, I bought this in 14 inches and in 6 inches, so I could do French panes or smaller windows if that comes up. So we got those. And then I got the classic Ettore Brass channel. And all of these will fit onto here. I haven't, figured out yet how you lock and unlock it. Oh, I guess it's like this. And then clamps on. My understanding is these are much more beginner friendly, which again, I've never professionally cleaned windows. And I don't even know if I've cleaned windows ever with an applicator and a squeegee before. So I've heard these are, straight pulls. You can do straight pulls with this. I've heard that you cannot with this. Again, I'll try it out and see. But I wanted to have something that was beginner friendly. Also, my wife, the hope is that she's going to be joining me in this. And so all I have to do is get one more handle and we've got 2 squeegees. So that was the hope. Okay, in addition, I got a Moerman applicator. Again, I don't know really the differences, but these seem to be highly rated. And here is the handle for the applicator. I don't even really know how this goes on, but let's see. I'm assuming it's, slips in here. All right, pretty straightforward, I guess. You would dump it in the soapy solution. That's what you would scrub if you need to. By the way, this is a Moerman, so we'll test out the locking mechanism. I think that's locked on now. But anyway, so in case you have to do higher windows, obviously you have the ability to scrub higher if you need to. And then this should just release here with the button. I'm noticing now as I'm touching this, there is this white thing on the end. Does anybody know what that is? It's rough, so I'm assuming maybe it's some sort of scrubber. But if you could put in the comments what that white thing is on this, that would be great. Also, I got some Diamond Magic. We've got some hard water in the area, so I will research how to use this, but my understanding is after the window is washed, you would put this on a microfiber of some sort and lightly buff it and then wash it again. But apparently, I'm hoping to be able to use this to help people, but also maybe upsell and more than, 10x the bottle cost for this. Now, I also got a bucket here. I decided against, I think 6 gallon is the traditional bucket. I thought that might be a little heavy, so I got the Ettore. I believe this is a 3 gallon bucket. Can't remember everything. And it has a lid, so if you mix your solution and you end up going to another customer's house and don't want to dump that, you can do it. I've heard mixed reviews about whether that actually keeps the water from sloshing or not. But I figure a couple gallons at a time is probably all I'll need to do. And that's it. So this is what I started with. I'm planning on, if I continue to do this. So again, this was all about $280. There was a sale going on at the time. My goal is to eventually invest in a belt and a BOAB, a bucket on a belt, which it seems like a lot of people use instead of carrying this around, especially inside. I've also heard some people say inside you might want to use the spray bottles. Maybe you guys could help me with that on when to use a spray bottle, when to use a bucket. Again, I am completely new. I hope to test this out in my apartment here and maybe show you some videos of me trying this out. I'm sure it will be laughable to all you professional window washers, but hopefully this will help people who are thinking about going into their own business, especially maybe somebody like me who's over 50, maybe you're in your 40s or 50s, you're thinking about starting a new career. Maybe this might be helpful to you. So any other things that I'm missing, let me know that you think are necessities. Comment below. Also, if you need anything, feel free to use the link below, which will be my affiliate link, which I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Thanks so much.